Wholesaling, I actually heard about it a couple years ago. Didn't really get back into it until like you popped up. It's always been in the back of my head. I just never pursued it because I didn't have the right mentors.
How much have you made from wholesaling thus far?
It was 24,000. It's crazy. It's crazy. You really just need to go for it and put yourself in these positions, and it will come.
Alrighty, guys. Today we got my boy Cristian in the cut with us. How we doing?
What's up, Cam?
This is a special one. I gotta say, this is somebody that has been killing it, you know, in the wholesaling business. He's got started with me back in November.
Yeah, a couple months ago.
And he was able to close out, you know, his first deal. He's going to get a couple more closed, and I kind of wanted to just bring him on here to, you know, talk about his story so far, what got him interested in all this and whatnot. We just did one with Aiden. That was fun, so got to bring Cristian here, you know, another Chicago guy that we got nearby, so figured we'd get this going. So
for sure,
I guess, Cristian, to start off, tell us a little bit about you. I mean, you know, where you're originally from,
so
and what got you...
I'm from the, I guess, borderline Wisconsin, so like Round Lake area, Lake County area. I actually had started with a tree service company, but you know, that's a family-owned business. I manage that, run sales and marketing for that, but other than that, I mean...
So from around that area, and how much have you made from wholesaling thus far?
I closed my first deal, what was it, like 2-3 months ago? Mm-hmm. It was, yeah, it was actually from my tree service client. So I managed. She's just like, so, like we cut down a tree, and then like towards the end when she was gonna pay us, she was actually like, my sister had passed away. I actually have a property in Round Lake. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like a curveball because didn't, you know, expect her to mention about a property and her sister passing away. But after that, I kind of just like jumped on it. I was like, you know what? Let me take a look at the property. Let me see what it's like. She had mentioned that it was more of like a rehab and everything like that. So, you know, just started going at it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you were originally doing the tree service, and then remind me again the deal that you closed out a few months back. You joined in November, and then started getting the ball rolling with it. And then like 2 months.
Yeah.
Little under 2 months. You made, what was that close? Was it like 24?
It was 24,000. Yeah.
24, right?
It was 24,000. We got it through like, I guess, the client, and then I had joined your group as well, like pretty much the same time. And then I kind of started like, I mean, I was watching videos and everything like that. I actually saw you on social media first, and then I think I reached out. Didn't I like reach out? Got into what was it?
No, you were always like messaging me, putting it on social media.
Yeah.
When did we get in the same
I did mention that.
In the same room one day.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing deals.
I'm like, I'm gonna meet Cam. He's gonna know who I am, and then it just like one thing led to another. Got into shot collars and then inner circle, you know.
So far, a couple of people that route shot collars and inner circle, but yeah. So kind of bring us up to speed. So you made about 24,000 within 2 months of getting going with wholesaling, and then kind of bring us up to speed. Like what were you doing before wholesaling?
So before wholesaling, I was just running the tree service client. I've been running that for, a year. Right before that, I had a construction company for like 6 months. It was everything I like to do, but I put myself in a position of like being a contractor, and it just stressed me out. Like I had to worry about every single trade, mm-hmm. which was overwhelming because I was on my own.
And how old were you at this point?
I was what was it? 19, 20? Yeah, I was 19, 20. I'm 21 now, so that only lasted 6 months. So it was like I was 20, and then lasted 6 months.
I forget you're fucking 21.
Yeah. I'm 21, and then
so much so far, business and all that good stuff. But
well, my buddies actually got me out of the construction company because we went over numbers and we're like, you know what? I know remodeling and contracting seem like nice and fancy and everything like that. You're like remodeling kitchens, nice bathroom models. You know, it's a nice like it can like from the start to the finished product. It's like a real nice feeling, but it was just too overwhelming, too complicated. It was too. The risk to reward ratio was just too much. The risk was just over the top. That being said, went over numbers with my buddies. We're like, you know what? We're gonna, I guess, we're gonna narrow down into the tree service company. We were leveraging, I guess my best opportunity because my stepdad is actually a climber, so he already knows how to do the, taking down trees and everything like that. I don't even know how to get on a tree. I don't even know how to knock down a tree. But I pursued that business because it was very straightforward. I think the only thing that's pretty complicated with the tree service is I guess the volume. When we got into the wholesaling with you, it was pretty straightforward because your approach is a little bit more on the volume side. And that being said, it was just you just gotta manage your risk, right? Pretty straightforward. Like 1 through 10, the steps are pretty simple and straightforward. And I think it's just managing volume is like the name of the game.
100%. Because it's all a numbers game at the end of the day. Like obviously, the more people
Right.
talk to you, the more leads you generate.
Right.
But you got to be able to manage that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. No. 100%. Now, before, were you skeptical at all about wholesaling when you wanted to get going?
I wasn't skeptical about it. I've been around real estate. Family has been, my dad was actually a realtor.
When did you hear about it? When
Back
did you hear about
wholesaling, I actually heard about it probably a couple years ago. Didn't really get back into it until you popped up. But it's always been in the back of my head. I just never pursued it because I didn't have the right, I guess, tools or mentors and stuff like that. So it was kind of like, it's true, the opportunity's there, but you just don't know how to go about it.
And how long, from when you found out about wholesaling to actually taking action towards trying to actually get a deal, what was that time gap?
That time gap was when I talked to you, and then you were like, just fucking do it. And then I'm like, that time gap was, so this last year was very interesting for me. It's like a completely 360 from where I was at. I was actually working for a carpentry production company, putting roofs, I guess building houses. So I was building houses. I was on the sheeting crew, I guess. So I've been around construction, families, all in the trades and everything like that. Yeah, DM'd you. Let me see. Sidetracked a bit.
Yeah, just how long until you actually started taking action with it? You found out about wholesaling. Wait a while?
It was that same week or two.
Just the same week or two.
Same week or two. So
And then you joined Shot Callers not too long after that.
Yeah. What was it a month or a little bit less than a month? I joined from Shot Callers to Inner
I always ask because I always notice the people that actually start seeing results pretty quickly are the ones that get going.
I wasn't.
They don't procrastinate.
I wasn't that type. Yeah.
14 months.
I wasn't that type of guy. I actually wasn't.
8 and 2 and 8 and no, we got.
Well, this last year, that all changed for me. It's completely 360. So I'm very quick on making decisions. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm a little hesitant, but I think that's normal, right? I think it shows a little bit of that room of improvement, there's opportunity to grow, and I think a little bit of hesitation gives you that. I mean, it's that feeling that you want to grow, mm-hmm. but you're just, a little bit hesitant about it.
I guess what were some of the biggest obstacles that you had over? Because I mean, you didn't. I feel like you didn't see too many obstacles with a lot of shit. I feel like you got a lot of slack with how you got going, because you got it going immediately. You just listened to kind of what we said and what we
I think the obstacles came when, for me personally, before we started talking, which was that conversion from quitting my 9 to 5 to opening the construction company. Right. This whole year was a complete turnaround for me personally. So when it came down to talking to you, those obstacles were very, I guess, I don't want to say easy, but they were easy to make because I saw the opportunity and the numbers made sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then, I mean, you as well. I mean, I told you, I'm like, you got to tell me, what I'm getting myself into. Everything makes sense, but I told you I'm time restricted to mm-hmm. one way or another. That if I'm gonna go in, I would like to know how I'm gonna be able to manage this, because your approach was volume as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like you got the tree service business,
Yeah.
and you're trying to
It's times 2 volume.
Yeah. No. How have you been able to like manage that time? Because Aiden was saying the same thing. Like, dude, like you want to get going with like entrepreneurship or another side gig. Like you gotta put the Fortnite down. You gotta put this down. You gotta like spread that time. So how was it trying to like?
I've been
like what did you like kind of?
As far as life personally for me, I'm pretty disciplined. Disciplined when it comes to, I mean, all I do is pretty much work. So I think that was that's not a big issue that for me. But as far as like being able to manage everything else, I think it's just learning how to delegate, and also being organized, as well as having the right systems and processes in place to make sure that everything's getting executed correctly.
100%.
Yeah.
So I guess like what's next on the books for Mr. Cristian?
Closing more fucking deals.
Of course,
Closing more deals.
But in terms of like what you see your wholesaling business looking like, what you see, what even you see.
I'm in a position right now where a lot of things are changing and for the better, but it does take time. I guess as fast as I want to move, I like to keep my risk pretty manageable. So hiring an admin, and I think I mentioned to you that before, but there was a couple things that got in the way. I don't see them like problems, but I think it's just those changes that have to be made before you get to that next level, that next step. For wholesaling, I think it's making sure that since it's been such a short time, I think making sure that I'm organized, I'm consistent, and I'm executing on I guess the people that want to sell their house.
100%. What do you think some of like the mistakes that you were making in the beginning, or even like now that you can see yourself making within your wholesale business, that like you kind of like get over, like things that you have like and like gotten over?
Yeah,
actually, like,
I think
that you've overcome.
I think that's an interesting question, because I forgot who I was talking to, but I had wrapped my head around like business to client is one approach, right? But when in wholesaling, when you get like when you're delegating and when you have business and then clients, and then because you hire lawyers, or you hire not that you hire, well, yeah, you hire the lawyer, or you have your title company, or you have realtors. It's a very different approach, and I think that was one of the things that held me back a little bit, was not understanding, I guess, me how to manage or how to approach these different situations, and being able to delegate, right? Because I'm a very nice guy, and I can take a lot of shit, but there's a point, there's a line to everything. There's a limit to everything. So I think just being able to manage and delegate these different things and making sure that things are getting done was probably my biggest problem.
All the moving parts, basically.
Yeah. Just making
dispositions, acquisitions.
Exactly.
It could be a lot to hurdle.
Which like me personally, I'm not. It's a completely different ballgame, because for the tree service business, everything's in my hands. I have control of everything. The guys show up, when they have to show up. I give the quote whenever it has to get done. Sell, follow up, marketing on my time, right? But I think what threw me off was everyone else's schedules, lawyer schedules, realtor schedules, exactly, which throws you off, and if you don't know how to manage that, can be a problem.
100%.
Yeah,
no,
for
can't.
sure.
No, definitely can't. There's definitely a lot of like times where you got to put the ball in other people's court.
Yeah.
During like.
And I think
within wholesaling.
Exactly, having that patience.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of patience. That's something that Aiden was, touching up on a lot. Now, what have you started delegating or like learning from the wholesale business that you started to like implement into the tree service? Because I know that's one thing that we talked about like heavily, was that you already started this business. Obviously, you're not going to give up on it, but how can these potentially like, help each other out, or, like benefit one another? What have you like delegated towards the
I think it's the same thing. Honestly, I mean,
sales and marketing.
It's all sales and marketing. For tree service, I mean, again, it's all volume. The more quotes you give, the more you sell, the more you close, the more jobs you got.
Same shit with fucking
The more revenue you got. So
any like techniques with like getting more leads or maybe better follow up or maybe better systems or
I think
processes to follow?
I think it's same thing. I mean, it's a different business, but it's the same concept. You got to have a CRM, secretary. Sales guys doesn't make sense for me right now because it takes a good amount of your overhead, of your expenses and everything like that. But I mean, it's the same business. I guess when a CRM for wholesaling, obviously it's going to be a little bit different than a CRM for a tree service business, but you still need a CRM.
Keep shit organized.
Yeah, you got to keep shit organized. I think something that opened my eyes when it came to your guys' approach and it's all, digital and everything like that, that I'm going to be able to implement that into the tree service business. So
as simple as like web forms to the CRM.
Exactly. So it's
shit like saves a lot of.
So I have a lot of ideas, but I don't have enough time, right? So I think taking the time to implement a couple of these things every so often will make the biggest difference, and will give me the edge on a lot of other companies.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Now, I guess so. Things are rolling for you. You got definitely some big plans for the future with your tree service and wholesaling. I guess with everything that you've learned thus far and how it's been able to like get you some decent traction within both of these businesses. What would you say to somebody that's like on the fence of joining the inner circle?
I think
it's like a little bit hesitant and it's like, oh, is it like
you just can't. You just have to go for it. I think. You really just have to go for it. I've put myself in the position where in one way or another, I have nothing to lose, right? I started from zero. I know how I got to where I'm at, and there's a long way to go. But I think if I would lose it all again, I mean, I wouldn't struggle to get back to where I am now. So I think just going for it and honestly losing that fear of losing whatever. I mean, there's nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose.
Risk. And like compared from like the branding with like the tree service business to the branding that you need to like wholesale.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that there's a significant difference in a way? Like with the tree service, it's like, oh, is this like a reputable company that can actually come here and like do all this stuff?
Right.
Like with the wholesale, it's like you give a call. You don't
right.
need to say I'm XYZ.
Right. Branding is definitely different. I think since tree service is like more local, I like to keep that family-owned business reputation branding on the company. For wholesaling, it's a whole different thing. It's volume. It's volume.
And as long as you can give the sellers their cater to their wants, needs, and wishes.
Exactly. It's
deals closed and like you don't need that.
Yeah.
Reputable company.
No, you don't. You really don't. It's
But yeah, no, definitely like 100%. Anyone on the fence with Inner Circle.
Go for it. Go for it.
Just listen. He's got to start getting some more deals closed.
Yes.
Like Gary, so we can start buying some
for
off
sure.
of you. That got to start running some marketing
for sure.
out there. Trying to run up rental.
It'll come through. We got some good leads coming in.
I'm excited. Flipping or buying rental property.
Well, I actually have a couple. Like I have a duplex I'm gonna go look at this Tuesday. There's.
Yourself?
Well, I mean, wholesale or the opportunity is there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like you got some connects with like the previous jobs to like do renovations.
Right. No. So I actually have subcontractors to do the work for me. Just that I don't know. I mean, the ball's in there. Like I either do
I think the one thing would be like getting the proper funding.
Yes.
To make sure you're not getting raped.
Exactly.
Like that.
Especially in the Wisconsin area, is just getting to know the market out there a little bit more. Since I am like borderline Wisconsin.
Wisconsin would be the move.
Yeah.
To buy rentals in my
Yes.
opinion.
There's a duplex and then there's a 4-unit over here in like Cicero. So, something to look into. a couple other properties too.
I think you should. That's definitely a conversation after a couple more wholesale deals.
Yeah,
bro.
for sure.
Can definitely
For sure.
talk about that for sure. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you
Yep.
coming on here. I'm glad I finally got to meet you, bro.
Yep, we
You
finally
said it
met.
since day one, like
I know.
you're going to be in the
It's
room
it's
with you one
crazy.
day.
It's crazy because it's, I mean, not so much of a, didn't like really manifest it, but it's just like you put yourself in front.
Yeah, you did. You said that shit right. You was like, bro, we're gonna meet one day and we're gonna close a deal.
I did.
Bro, run it.
But I'm like, it's really right timing. Like you put yourself in these positions, and people I feel like overcomplicate it. You really just need to go for it and put yourself in these positions, and it will come. It's not as complicated.
Yeah, a lot of people tend to create scenarios in their head that like don't even exist of like all the what ifs that go wrong.
Yeah.
Dude, what if it goes right?
Exactly.
Shit,
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate it like crazy.
There you go. I appreciate it, brother.
Next week we got the Shot Callers meetup.
Yep.
Or no, the Inner Circle meetup here in Chicago. So
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
definitely